Good morning, dear students. Let us continue chapter number 13, Magnetic Effects of Current. In this video, we will be learning about force on a conductor carrying current, which is placed in a magnetic field. A.M. Ampere suggested that if a current carrying conductor produces magnetic field and exerts a force on the magnet, then magnet will also exert a force on a current carrying conductor. We can understand this statement with the help of one activity given in your NCERT book. For that, you have to look at the diagram very carefully. Look at this first figure carefully. There is an iron stand, and on this iron stand, one aluminium rod is suspended horizontally with the help of a wire. And this rod is placed between the poles of a horseshoe magnet. You can see north and south poles of this horseshoe magnet, they are visible. When current is passed through this wire, then aluminium rod, from this also current is passing, and that aluminium rod will be displaced. Now why it will be displaced? Because some force will be acting on it. So this activity proves that if a conductor carrying current, it is placed in magnetic field, then the force will be acting on the conductor, and due to that force, that conductor will be displaced. Now if the direction of current is reversed, then direction of displacement will also be reversed. And this force exerted is maximum if the conductor is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now look at the second diagram carefully. You can see one horseshoe magnet. The direction of magnetic field, that is shown with the help of blue colored arrow. The direction of current, that is shown with the help of this red colored arrow. Then force will be perpendicular to both of these. Force is perpendicular to magnetic field. Force is also perpendicular to the direction of current. How do we know the direction of force? We know the direction of force with the help of Fleming's left-hand rule. This rule states that if we stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger of our left hand in such a way that these three are mutually perpendicular to each other, and forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field, middle finger points in the direction of current, then this thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor. So here in this case, we know two things. We know the direction of magnetic field, we know the direction of current, but direction of motion of conductor is not known to us, and that is given with the help of this thumb. So this rule tells us the direction of force or motion of a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. Now let us learn about electromagnetic induction. What is this? This process is about production of electricity with the help of magnetic effect. The motion of a magnet with respect to a coil or a change in the magnetic field induces a potential difference in the coil and produces induced current. This process is known as electromagnetic induction. Now the electromagnetic induction, this process can be understood with the help of two different phenomena. It means that current can be produced by two different ways. Current in a coil can be produced by two different ways. What is the first way? First method is motion of a magnet with respect to a coil. It produces induced current. As you can see in this diagram, if a magnet is moved towards or away from a coil, that coil is of a conducting wire, and this conducting wire's coil, it is connected to a galvanometer, then the galvanometer needle shows a deflection. So this deflection shows that the current is induced in the coil due to motion of the magnet. So you keep the coil at rest, and make this magnet move inward or outward. When it is moved inward, then current is produced. When it is moved outward, even then current is produced. But in this second case, the direction of current will be reversed. And if you keep this magnet at rest inside the coil, then the current will not be produced. So motion, that produces current. What is the second way? The second method of producing induced current is by changing the magnetic field. So you can understand with the help of activity given in your book. We are to take a simple chart paper and roll it in the form of a cylinder. So we have a cylindrical paper roll, and then you have two coils of wires which are wound around this cylindrical paper roll. The first coil, coil 1, that is known as primary coil, and it has a large number of turns. Second coil, coil 2, that is known as secondary coil. It has lesser number of turns. Now this first coil, it is connected with a battery with the help of a key. And second coil, coil 2, that is secondary coil, it is connected with galvanometer. When current is passed through the first coil, then this galvanometer needle, it shows a deflection in the second coil. And if current is disconnected, it means if current is switched off, even then the deflection in the galvanometer is shown, but now the deflection is in opposite direction. So this shows that the current is induced or the current is produced due to change in magnetic field. So simply you can understand, as you switch on the circuit, then current is produced. When you switch off the circuit, then current is produced. If the current is not passing through coil 1, then in the second coil, current is not produced. So due to change in magnetic field, the current is produced in the coil number 2, that is secondary coil. Now the direction of this induced current is given with the help of Fleming's right hand rule. So what is the statement of this rule? Let us understand. This rule states that if the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of right hand, they are held perpendicular to each other such that thumb points in the direction of motion of the conductor, forefinger points in the direction of the magnetic field, then the middle finger, it shows the direction of induced current. So what is the use of this Fleming's right hand rule? It tells us the direction of induced current. In this case, the direction of force is known to us. In this case, the direction of magnetic field, that is also known to us, but we don't know the direction of induced current. So this induced current's direction, it is given by this Fleming's right hand rule. That's all in this video.